everyone. Welcome to Heart Center Tarot. As always, my name is Marina, and I will be your guide for this portion of the journey. Welcome to Taco Tuesdays. Say hello to Gary from Twin Tarot.
Howdy, howdy.
With Tarot by the Bay. Hello,
Hey,
guys.
with Nico, the cat, who's asleep on the chair.
That
shadow is a cat.
Yes, you got to put like a white background on the chair so you can sort of blends.
Yeah, a white blanket or something so that he can
Stand out.
Yeah. So thank you everyone for being here. I'm just quickly going to try to say hello to as many as I can. Excuse me, Grace Gilbert, Charmaine, Picking Duck, Gray Raven, Kathleen, Jennifer, Becky Stone, Lena, Maureen D'Amico, AZ, Sunflower Down Under, hello, Rose Blue, Anita King, who else do we have here? Joan Baker, Dawn Turner, who else? There's lots of comments here. I hope I didn't miss anyone. I know Rose Blue is here. And Anita King, hello. So welcome everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for spending part of your evening with us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and make sure that you do the same thing to Gary and David.
Yay!
Because they're really struggling right now.
Yeah, it's been tough. Tough times over here.
I know. Just struggling to put ice water on the table over here.
Yeah,
hey,
exactly.
we had done a live stream over the weekend, and someone in our comments section wanted me to check out a friend of his YouTube channel. Her name is June Wagner, and she's got a channel. She's trying to gain some traction, and you know how it is when you first start. It's tough to get those first set of subscribers going, so you get your channel going. She lives in Tennessee. Her husband's a quadriplegic, so she's somewhat limited on her abilities to earn an income.
Yes.
And so she's been reading tarot for 40 years, and someone in the comments said, could you please check out her channel and give her a shout out? So I just posted in the comments section a link. Oh, it says this comment has failed to post. I'll try to her channel. We've almost got her up to 1,000 subs. She had about 200 and change over the weekend, and we've got her up close to 800 subs right now. So if we can get her a couple hundred more, then she can monetize, and then the world is her oyster. At that point, it's all up to her to take advantage of that opportunity. Her name is June Wagner. Oh, did you put it out there? Thank you, David.
Yeah. David put it up. So
appreciate that.
My computer works.
Make sure you get the right. Now there's two June Wagners out there. There's one that had like 2 subscribers, and now she has like 15 or 17. I checked out the content of that, and it's no.
Don, this is probably a better question for Marina. Don Turner was asking, have you spoken with Sheila? Her channel seems to have disappeared. I've not talked with Sheila for about 6 weeks or so.
I'm not. I haven't spoken to her. She's on my list of people to kind of reach out to. I know that she has changed the channel name. So I'm working on it, but she could very, very well have just kind of taken time off and said, not doing anything right now, because let's not forget she was a government employee, and she has recently retired. So until everything is settled and done and so on, I could see her taking a step back, waiting till she's got money in hand, right? and then kind of going, yeah. And Rose Blue says she's still transitioning from work. So there you go. So there you go. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. So
there's so much happening in the world these days, isn't there?
Yeah.
I know. It is just, every day I wake up and it's like, okay, what's going to happen today? It's like being part of Bizarro world and thinking of what's the most ridiculous thing that could happen and then seeing if I'm right. So I thought that we would start off with something that I read earlier today. And hello, Artist Liz. Hello, Lightfoot. Leanna, nice to see you guys here. So apparently, Trump trade advisor Peter Navarro is reportedly pushing for an unprecedented maneuver that would upend decades worth of American national security policy. He has reported, or what it was reported in the Financial Times, that Navarro has recently been kicking around the idea to toss out Canada from the Five Eyes intelligence sharing program. So Five Eyes is made up of the US, Canada, the UK, Australia, and New Zealand. So very quickly, it said, the alliance was formed during this Cold War, and so on and so forth. And it is unclear how Navarro would succeed in this measure, given that the other nations who participated in the program would surely object.
Mm-hmm.
And when I read that, I thought, okay, I could see the other nations saying, hey, here's an idea. Instead of kicking out Canada, how about we kick out the US? Can I get a second?
Well, it makes sense because once Canada becomes the 51st state, it's redundant, isn't it?
At that point. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure that's what Peter Navarro was thinking.
Yeah, I'm sure you're absolutely right.
It's all about efficiency.
Yes, very much so. So I thought we could do a read on that. Is he going to get any traction with this? Yeah. He thinks it's a great idea.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
Ooh. All right, what you got?
Yee.
Whoever wants.
I'm going first.
Okay.
It's a great. Here's just Ace of Swords. Hey, I got a new idea to kick Canada out. Why? Because he wants to appease Trump. He knows that they can't do it. It's just, let's be real. You can't kick Canada out. You're not going to kick them out. The other four nations, it'd be the Four Eyes. And that's already a joke about glasses.
Yes.
And while one of them would agree, the United States, the other three aren't. So to me, this is just performative BS to make Trump feel all good and powerful about himself. Yeah, kick him out of Five Eyes. It's one of those things where you can tell Trump you're doing it. He gets all happy and excited because you're being aggressive. And he doesn't really understand that there's zero chance that this is going to happen.
Yeah.
He's three.
I think so. What'd you get, Gary?
Okay, so I got foundation was the Eight of Swords. Basically, Navarro might be, like Dave said, this is probably some political theater because he just can't think of anything else that will play to Trump's ego. Like his Queen of Swords, I got the King of Swords. you're just simply not going to get away with this.
Right.
You can't leave these agencies out in the cold. They are part of the Five Eyes. They're not the Four Eyes. You can't just do it to benefit the wealthy people. It's a heartbreaking betrayal if you try and do it.
Yeah.
So I say, it's got a pretty good chance.
Yeah. My guess is he was told to go out there and own this one. That's what it's got the vibe. I don't think he volunteered to do it to make Trump feel better. I think he was voluntold.
Yeah, it's probably Trump's doing some performative BS to try and leverage something on Canada, I suppose.
Yeah, that will certainly, that threat is certainly going to make us come to the table on bended knee.
Exactly. You better start buying American booze again.
That's right. So I start off with the Ace of Wands. This is, get in there. We're gonna, light the fire under everyone. It's a great idea. Come on board. Let me explain how it's going to work. Get the Two of Cups that, this is going to be great. We're going to have great partnerships with with the other folks, and just think of how great it's going to be. And then I get the Devil, because of course this is Trumpkin, and this isn't going to, it's not going to get any traction. It's not going to get anywhere. In fact, I think that there's a lot of people that are in the government with the higher front that are kind of rolling their eyes and getting together in private and saying, okay, how do we stop this? Linda, he drew the short straw. So no, I don't think that there's any traction. It's just talking points, distraction.
Yep.
Right. And isn't it interesting that would come out? And I think it came out in the last day, right after Donald Trump met with Emmanuel Macron, and Emmanuel Macron absolutely schooled him, took his lunch money, and told him where he could get off. So how much ketchup do you think was sacrificed after the cameras were turned?
It's funny. I watched that clip about 4 or 5 times.
Yes,
because partly because I wanted to get what Macron's basically what his points were clear in my head. But what struck me was Trump's reaction. So for those of you that might not have seen it, Macron was correcting Trump about the aid that was pledged to Ukraine that has been given to Ukraine. Trump has been saying it's a loan and Ukraine needs to pay it back. Yeah. And Macron was correcting him, saying, well, actually, we have all these frozen assets from the Russians, and that'll be part of the negotiation, but the negotiation should basically be that those frozen assets get turned over to Ukraine and the United States and Europe, and those assets pay for the aid that was provided to Ukraine and also used to rebuild Ukraine. But his point was Ukraine should have first cuts, and then whatever's left over gets divided to the nations that provided support.
Yes.
And Trump, you could see his face. His face had that same look like when Kamala Harris had him on the ropes and was just beating the tar out of him in a debate. Is he that?
Yeah,
that stupid smirk that you want to slap off of his orange face.
Yeah.
And at the very end, he says to the reporters, if you believe that, it's okay with me.
Yeah.
So in other words, he clearly wasn't happy about being corrected. He clearly has in his mind a different end game than this. Because, he and Putin, they're in bed with each other. So Trump was not happy about that, but I was pleased as hell. I was so excited and happy and thrilled that Macron stood up for the French and for the European allies in this. And
Yes.
And what we were saying before we got live is I'm so proud of the Canadians for uniting and giving Trump the middle finger and telling him where to go stuff it. Hoorah!
Yeah, and we're glad to oblige. I have a feeling, and I mentioned this on my members live or recording for the week ahead. I think that in his first term, the other world leaders were doing their very best to try to be diplomatic, to kind of go with the way that they had always done things. And it didn't really get them anywhere. So this time around, they're going, yeah, no, the rules are out the window. So if I have to call you out on your BS, I'm going to call you out on your BS. And I think this is, I'll be anxious to see what happens on Thursday when Starmer comes in, the Prime Minister of the UK, because he is supposed to have a meeting with Trump. So I'd like to hear what he has to say. But yeah, this is world leaders calling Trump out on his BS.
Yes,
and I'm there. If this was a pay-per-view, I would gladly pay for it. So yeah, I think there. Well, let's take a look if we can and see is Starmer's language going to be kind of along the same lines? Is Starmer going to follow tradition and be a diplomat, or is he going to call out the things that Trump is lying about? Oh my.
It's interesting. I was asking the question. I don't think I was asking, is Starmer going to stand up to Trump? Although I wonder if I got it's an interesting read. Foundation, the devil card. Yeah, this is the lying, the cheating, the stealing, the untruths of Trump. This is not Starmer per se. This could be Starmer getting prepped to the Three of Wands, getting ready for an overseas visit to this guy. So you said Starmer's coming to the U.S.?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah,
yes.
That fits. So Starmer's getting ready. He's prepping for it. And he knows it. It's almost like you can't give Donald Trump any points. You can't give him the benefit of the doubt ever. Because if he gets it's like a weed. If you get a foothold in there, eradicating it is next to impossible. He doesn't want to take this trip. He's anxious about this overseas trip and how much prep he has to do it. I think part of it is just that Donald Trump's not a pleasant person to be around with. It's going to be a difficult, which should be an enjoyable trip. Visiting allies and coming to consensus is going to be a difficult trip.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, Trump's going to be arming himself with preparing with a bunch of facts and
exactly
persuasive arguments, right?
Concepts of facts.
Yeah, if he can remember them. Yeah.
Well, it'll be. Don't worry, Project 2025 and all of his other capable people will give him all his talking points. Okay, so I was kind of broadening up are we going to see more of this style of pushback that we saw from France? And are we going to start seeing that from the United Kingdom and from other world leaders? Foundation was the Knight of Pentacles. Right now, they're sitting back and they're looking. They're observing, how did this play? You know, what Macron said, how did that play? The main clarifier is the Eight of Wands, because there's all sorts of action and messaging that's happening out there. Everything's happening so quickly, especially Trump has got probably more executive orders in the first 3 weeks of office than the last 3 presidents, you know, last 10 presidents have had ever, right? So there's just so much going on right now. They need to put an end to the misinformation. They're tired of battling the misinformation because it's causing all sorts of headaches. And underneath it, we've got the Ace of Pentacles. They're coming up with a new idea, a new approach. This is like they're looking back and saying, I think we've hit on something here that's effective and can help put an end to this misinformation.
Yes.
So I think we're going to see more of it. Wow, is Cousin Id on that chair now?
Yeah. Move the blanket.
Well, it's just missing the hat and the sunglasses.
So I start off with the emperor. Absolutely. There's Trump. He's the big man on campus, and everyone needs to listen to him. I think that the other leaders are seeing him as a fool, as someone that can't be relied on. This is, he can say a lot of things. It doesn't mean that he believes or is going to follow through with anything. He's just babbling. That's what he's doing. I think that they are going to come in with a sort of truth. I think that, Starmer is, he may choose his words carefully, but he is, he's going to call him to task. I think he is going to make Trump defend himself, right? To call him out on some of the things and say, well, you know what, you said this, and now you're saying that. It's the same thing when Trump called Zelensky a dictator because he didn't call for elections during a war, because of course that's something that Donald would do.
Of course.
Such a respect for the rule of law that man has.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And when one of the reporters asked him about, well, do you consider Putin to be a dictator? You just, no. Yeah, he did not want to answer that question while calling Zelensky a dictator. So yeah. Anyway, you had a question, Gary, that you wanted to done. Yeah.
Let's see. So that was my request. So today in U.S. news, there was 21 civil service employees that quit that resigned from Doge. Now these were folks, staffers that worked for the U.S. Digital Services, and it was established after when Obama was president, and they botched that whole healthcare.gov webpage.
Yes.
So so it was kind of like, they did a sort of a post-mortem and said, okay, we need to come up with something so that we don't do that like that again. So they came up with this group called U.S. Digital Services, and so these are folks that have been around in this agency for up to 10 years, and they had a mass quitting. They quit in mass, and they had an email, and the email I found very intriguing. And it said, quote, we swore an oath to serve American people and uphold the Constitution across administrations. However, it has become clear that we can no longer honor these commitments. And Caroline Levitt, Trump's, is it press secretary or whoever they do the presses, right?
Yeah.
She was saying, anyone who thinks protests, lawsuits, and lawfare, that's using the courts to, create mischief will basically this won't deter Felon 45 from doing what he wants to do, which I found poetically ironic, because what are the three things Trump always does? He protests, he files lawsuits, and then he uses the court system to attack the people that are trying to get stuff done, legitimately get stuff done. So, it's just like calling Zelensky a dictator is just projection of what he does, right? So I was curious to see how this is going to be received, and will this basically delay or cause a new trajectory for Doge? Because a lot of the folks that left, they worked like at Amazon. They worked. There was two companies, but these guys, they weren't just political hacks. These guys were coming out of like Google and Amazon. These were tech people.
Yes,
and they're basically
coding people.
Yes, they're saying that basically the people that Doge is bringing in are a bunch of ideologues and Musk fans, that they don't have the experience or the knowledge necessary for the task ahead. So with all these people leaving, it's probably going to delay it at a minimum, but maybe it can derail it or divert it to a different direction. So I figured we could look at that.
Absolutely. Huh. I think that I think these folks are on the right track. I start off with the King of Pentacles, right? This is your traditions, your values, your kind of almost like hierarchy, the tradition of how things have been done, and so on. And yes, their oath was to the Constitution, not to any particular administration. There is a good deal of knowledge and know-how that has just resigned. And I think they know how to work around a lot of the things that they're doing. I think that they have made and are working with getting together with maybe a couple of the alphabet agencies and sharing what it is that they know. They're right now they can see that things need to be seen from a different perspective, because the person in charge he's not serving any good. He really isn't doing.
Well, I mean, even in my job, I had to swear an oath to the Constitution to, basically defend the Constitution of the United States. And you've got 21 people who were, they're not career lifetime bureaucrats. These are folks that worked in private industry and wanted to work in the government to help, serve the best interest of the United States, who are saying that what we're being asked to do is not upholding the Constitution and serving the American people. This should be should be a wake-up call to people.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Of course, Fox News would probably spin it, meaning, that, well, clearly they can't uphold their oath to the Constitution, so they shouldn't be in the job anyways, right?
Yeah.
So,
you know how that's going to go. Yeah.
So
David. Gary, sorry.
Yeah, it's funny because my cards, I got 3 of the 5 cards are the exact same cards in the exact same positions. So either I need to really improve my shuffling, or there's some parallels between what was going on with Europe and the American allies' tactics and what these folks are doing. So once again, the question I was wondering is, how effective will this be? This tactic be in helping diffuse, derail, delay? And right now, we're sitting back and we're looking to see what the effects will be. There's a bunch of things going on. We're tired of fighting these battles because it's the crazy. You know, all the stuff that's being asked of us is crazy and it's delusional, and it's there to serve one person.
Yep.
Serving the Trump and the Musk. I guess that's two people, but
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
their intentions are not pure. They have an agenda that's not pure. I don't have any objection at all to auditing a government department to make sure the spending is being done okay, and that the rules are being followed. But the way they're doing it and their intentions are not in the best interest of the Constitution and the American people. Period. Full stop.
Yes. Yep. Yep. Absolutely. What have you got, David?
Okay, I've got mystery cards.
Ooh!
I know, right? But underneath it all is the Ace of Pentacles. So
Yay!
there's something, an opportunity or value that we've got going on here. Hanged Man, looking at things in a different light. The Fool card, taking action against the corruption of victory. Okay, so what I see here is that this is an opportunity to show their worth. You know, this is the new resistance. This is how you fight government corruption, is by, letting everybody know about the corruption. These are valuable people, and you cannot afford to lose valuable people, but away they go. They'll do something else. Trump can try and get other people in there, but it's going to take a while. So their victory is actually leaving. Their victory is pointing out the what happened, and that's where the value is. So they're not only are they not supporting it, they're getting the message out, and then 20 very valuable people left. Good luck to the people that get put in those positions who may not know what's going on, how things run, who they need to talk to. If you ever start a new job, and every one of us has started a new job at some point, you can know a lot about your job, but if you don't know who in what department you need to talk to get a form or to get up to speed on a certain topic, it's brutal.
Yes.
Heck, I worked in labs for a number of years. Every time I went to a new lab, just walking around opening cabinets, just trying to find where the lab equipment was.
Yes.
It's just, you could waste an entire day just wandering around, just trying to even figure out what the basic stuff is. So I think this is going to work out well. Well,
really puts up my nose is watching little X tell Trump that he's not the real president, while Papa X is out there saying how we elected politicians and leaders. We didn't elect this bureaucracy. What he calls a bureaucracy, I call subject matter experts.
Yes.
These are people that know how the process works and are there to help you navigate this process. Yes. They're the thing that makes the process go forward. And it's so frustrating when they throw the term bureaucrat or, all these negative connotation terms at this, when these are the people that are helping you.
Exactly. Yeah, you've got a brain tumor that needs to be removed. Do you want that removed by the head neurologist at the best hospital in the world? Or do you want an intern to come in there and do it because he's watched it being done before?
Dave had a great analogy. I think it was in our video that came out today, which is basically Elon Musk pulled the pin on a grenade, tossed it in the operating room, and after it exploded, said, "Okay, I'm done operating. Close them up."
Yes.
And there was another quote in that same article about the civil service folks. And I'm sort of paraphrasing the final quote, but it's one of the folks was quoted saying, moving fast and breaking things may be acceptable to someone who owns the business and owns all the risk. But in government, you're breaking things that belong to the people. And some of these people didn't sign up for this. And that, to me, that was poetic. It's like that's just right to the point. It's like it's not a private company. This is a public institution. What you're doing is hurting people, and you have to be thoughtful about this approach. You can't just treat it like it's your little tech company.
Exactly. I had now Joan Baker had mentioned earlier that Republicans just passed a bill to cut Medicaid just so they can do these tax refunds.
Yeah. I was just looking that up on my phone because I saw the comments in there.
Yes. And then I think someone else had mentioned, is this going to get through Congress?
Boy.
We can certainly take a look at it.
Dancing on the third rail.
Yeah.
Hey, our stray cat showed up. Tony the stray cat. He wants his dinner. David had Nico over there. Let's see if I can spin this around. Let's see if we can see Tony the stray cat. They're lying there on the mat
on the
there.
deck, starving.
Yes.
On those cold California nights.
Yes. I know it's like 55 degrees. It's so cold. Oh.
Yeah, I wish I had the strength to just kind of put my paw up to get your attention.
He's so funny now. He's very hungry. He can eat like a 5.5 ounce can of food in a sitting. He'll do one in the morning and one at night. But it's funny. He'll knock down a big can of food and then he'll just sit there. Because one time I gave him treats and now he wants his treats. He wants his dessert.
Smart cat.
Oh, he's a good cat. I really like him.
Yeah.
No food goes to waste. Is that
not
one of the more awesome cat traits?
Yeah.
Oh, this.
So we're reading it to see if this will have traction in the budget.
Yeah, is it going to pass?
Well, they passed the bill, but they haven't really put in the nuts and bolts of it, have they? I mean, it's just sort of here's the top level spending, and we want to cut this and do that. Although I saw that there's going to be some massive Medicaid cuts. So,
yeah.
Have you seen the videos of the Republican town halls?
Yes.
Yeah. They're going to get a whole lot more of those.
Oh,
because
yes,
that was just them talking about it. Now they're going to implement it. Okay.
Yeah.
Good luck. Are they going to get it through?
Absolutely.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
He's going to go feed a cat. All right. You want to start, Marina?
Yeah. Okay. Is this going to make it through? I think. Well, start off with the star card, which is usually yes. But I'm kind of getting the sense that this just brings more attention to what they're doing. And I think that there are some Republicans that are going to have to they're going to have to start speaking out, because if they are thinking about re-election, you're not going to get reelected if you piss off the people that you're waiting are going to vote for you. I think he is. I also get the King of Pentacles. They're
oligarchs.
Yeah, I think that they're going to talk about it. They're going to vote on it. I'm not sure that it's going to pass. I think
if I were reading your cards, I'd say yeah, it is. It's their star legislation. They're serving the oligarchs, and good luck to anybody else.
Yeah.
Now I've got my mystery cards here. Let's see what we got. Foundation of the reading. Oh Jesus! Not without a fight. Five of Wands. Oh, the hillbilly brawl has now begun. will they? And I was asking, will this go through? So we've got the messaging things happening quickly. Oh, I think pandemonium is going to happen real quick. There's going to be a lot of phone calls, a lot of angry people calling their House and senators, and it's going to be acting really, really quick. The other thing that could be with this is that if they pass this budget as quickly as they can, all hell's going to break loose. Page of Swords and the Ten of Swords. Okay, you got the Page of Swords, the Knight of Swords, the Ten of Swords. Will this get through? If they can't get this thing through quickly, if they pass this through quickly, it's going to hurt people and it's going to end their political careers through the mayhem. If I'm trying to say, if it doesn't go through, is there anything here that says it doesn't go? This Ten of Swords is sort of maybe if enough people rush forward and convince their congressmen to kill this thing, lessen the cuts. Honestly, I think it's going to go through. I think they're going to try and ram this thing through, and it's again, they don't know what they're doing, and they're cutting off their nose to spite their faces. This is going to cause mayhem. Might even cause some protests in red areas that don't normally protest, except for gun laws and Trump flags.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, so I got some similar cards. So, like Marina, the foundation of mine was the Hierophant. It's basically Trump is directing this. Trump is running the government, and this is something he wants because I'm the star, and you need to support me. They have a choice. They can do it. They've got a choice of doing the right thing or doing the thing to support Trump, who's the star. But right now, they feel like their hands are tied. They've got. The trouble that Mike Johnson has is he's got like no room for error in this. You've already got two congressmen on one side saying they want more tax cuts, two other ones saying that you've gone too far. So right now they're struggling to find a path forward. The card that strikes me the most here is underneath is that Three of Cups. I always had this on the run up to the election as the Democrats celebrating. Turned out it was the Republicans celebrating. My gut feeling is based on this and what I'm seeing with your two throws, there's going to be a significant reduction targeting Medicaid. That's my gut feeling on this.
What does, I'm sorry, rephrase that. There's going to be a significant...
I think the budget will have serious cuts to Medicaid.
Thank you. Because if you say significant reduction, it could be the reduced, if they were going to cut $800 billion and now they're only going to cut $200 billion.
Oh, I see what
that would be the significant. That's why I want you to clarify.
They are going to hang their hats on, we cut this inefficient and corrupt Medicaid system.
Yeah, it's all three of our readings. Right now, the way the energy is going, they're going to ram this thing through. And you sure could expect to just smile and take it. Oh, they are in trouble. Now, here's something I want to kind of throw in there. And then, again, dream casting here, or wish casting here.
Thank you.
Sterling Psychic Medium still is saying that he sees Kamala, like the election being rescinded and such. If the Republicans pass this budget, will MAGA be a lot more receptive? Maybe not MAGA. Will the Republicans, maybe not necessarily MAGA, but will the Republicans, especially ones impacted by this, be more receptive to a do-over on the results of the presidential election? Because now that they are seeing just how horrific this is going to be, that they may not fight so much, may not resist so much.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think so.
Something would have to come out that would.
I understand. I can't picture how this works. Yeah. Doesn't mean it won't. I just can't picture it. I'm not clever enough. But I look at this as a way to set the table for a broader acceptance.
Yeah, going down the tracks to platform 1 so we could do our leprechaun kicks.
Yes.
Tip a hat to Cash Peters there.
And this kind of in line with what we just talked about. Rose Blood mentioned earlier that 33 U.S. states have a recall option. Will people begin filling out petitions to recall Republican reps and senators in 2025? I think if they try to ram this through, it's probably going to take a month or so before people really start to feel the effects of it. And I think at that point, they might very well be willing to do the recall, to say, no. We did not vote for you to do this to us. We voted for you to do this to other people.
Exactly.
So, yeah, not to us. So, will they? Go ahead. If you got cards down, go ahead.
I don't yet. Okay, so
okay.
Have a recall option. Will people begin?
Wow.
Will this lead to recall? So basically, this question is: will a brutal budget lead to a concerted, successful recall of Republican reps and senators? Yeah. Okay, let's see what we got. These cards might be upside down. So underneath all this, it's going to lead to action. Your action in Project 20. This is also my Project 2025 card, but something is going to happen. The passing of this budget is going to lead to actions. It's we talk about unifying people. This is how you unify people. Guess Donald Trump and the Republicans have now found a common enemy. They've now become the common enemy. So I think what you're going to have is Republicans and Democrats coming together for like a recall action. The government is now being run by oligarchs. They want to bring an end to this process. People are going to be, and not holding back their feelings, people are going to be really angry. Tax cuts for the rich and end of social programs, which will lead to actual physical death of people and death to the king. Yeah, there's going to be, I absolutely 100%. Well, as 100% as you can get with tarot and my biased opinions. Yeah, this is going to lead to action, bipartisan action to remove certain senators and House members for this. Yeah. Constituents are going to be unhappy.
Very, very. They're, right now, whoops, cards flying everywhere. Right now, the Republicans think this is a great idea. They're going to push it through, and we're just going to get it done, and then we'll be able to explain it to our folks. We'll be able to spin it. That's not exactly the way that it's going to work. People are going to start to see things that maybe have always been in front of them, but now they're going to start to pay attention, right? They're going to see things from a different perspective. I think, and I got the death card as well, I think that this is going to be the end of a lot of political careers. And people are going to they're going to start to pay attention. They're going to see what the Sun card. Yeah, this is not going to work out well. Yeah. What'd you get, Gary?
I think my question is, my cards are answering a different question. It's basically foundation. To a source, you made a choice. You chose the guy that said that he was a snake. He's telling you this is what he's going to do, but what you're finding out is that the leopard's going to eat your face too. He's basically doing all of this to hoard money for people for himself and people like him. These are tax cuts for corporations and the wealthy. This is not going to benefit you. And now you're reaping what you're sowing because you supported this guy.
Yeah.
So it's, to me, you're now finding out. You effed around and now you're finding out.
Yes.
Gary, the analyst, thinks it's 2025 is probably too early for recalls, but 2026 I think is ripe for it.
Yeah, I would say the star card in general in this reading, it's enlightenment.
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations! You have now been enlightened as to what it is.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
yes, you can now understand what we've been trying to tell you all along.
Yeah.
Right.
I think the other thing is that they'll probably try to. I had a lot of cards of speed, the Eight of Wands, the Knight of Swords, and stuff like that. I think they just want to get this thing done as quickly as possible so it doesn't have time to marinate in the news cycles. So, like the Trump Elon Musk trip to Fort Knox, I can almost guarantee you that trip is going to coincide with when they should Congress should be voting on this budget. So that they can have some spectacle, say, "Oh my God, the gold! We're going to pay-per-view. Come see the inside of Fort Knox. Let's count the gold bars," type of thing. So because that's kind of sensationalistic. You know, everybody in the United States knows, of a certain age at least, anyways, knows what Fort Knox is and what's in there.
Yes.
Not that
what should be in there, unless
I
mean, if Trump and Musk get in there. I could see Musk backing up a truck and I'm just taking records, and removing some of the gold and saying, "Oh, see, there you go, the Biden crime family. Look what they did before they left."
Yeah, exactly. If there's gold missing, they will blame Obama and Biden.
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe even Clinton.
Yes. Yeah, and I think. If they do, I think that there's a certain grave site that maybe should be exhumed. I'm just saying.
There's a really heavy casket for an urn with ashes in it.
I know.
Hey, it's not just the people in the United States that know that there's gold at Fort Knox. Anyone who saw a Goldfinger knows exactly where the American gold bullion is being.
Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, if you wanted to distract a bunch of people, now it would also be people that would be enamored with large piles of gold, military bases, and we've got the safe of Al Capone, and we're going to open it up, and we're going to spend 4 hours on this show and sell this advertising to show you an empty safe. That's you can see the appeal.
Yes.
To the audience, the target audience.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Laura.
Yes.
No, we just need to have Honor Blackman back in her prime. That'll distract people long enough for them to make off with all the gold.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that too. And mind you, maybe they can use that to look out over the gold and say, "Oh, look, it's all here. So we're going to be able to send each and every one of you $5,000."
Oh, Gary, they did clarify that because I think you had mentioned it when you and I did that reading. It is for net taxpayers.
Yeah, okay.
Would be the only ones who would qualify for it. And I was listening to this yesterday or the other day when I was driving around in my car. The guy who came up with the idea of you should give the money, 20% of the money back to the taxpayers. Yeah. He basically said, to clarify, I mean people who actually owed money, because the people who could pay taxes, they're much more likely to save it. That way it won't be inflationary. Heaven forbid the people that $5,000 can be life-changing.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to give them that money because they'll spend it and that'll cause the economy to have inflation. Now give it to the people who can afford it, who can afford not to have it, so that they don't spend it.
Yeah, exactly. Or the other thing that, and I watched your video that you did about that. Yeah. Getting a check for $5,000.
Oh yeah.
Good luck. I know several people that. Oh, never mind. I was going to say something, but no, never mind.
Yeah, it's funny. That video did not do nearly as well as I thought it would do. That was one of those ones I thought we're really going to do okay with this, and then it just sort of just went.
I'll bet you if you repost the budget video, it'll probably do really, really well tonight.
Yes, yeah. There you go. There you go. Yeah, but I thought, not only could they put that out there as a promise, or hang it as a carrot. Here you go. The money's on its way. But what would stop them from saying, yes, everyone is going to get a $5,000 tax credit? It doesn't cost the government anything. It would make someone who doesn't realize that, that a tax credit doesn't mean that I get that money back. It reduces my income by that amount. But, if I've only paid $200, all I'm going to get back is $200. It's not, in addition to. But that I could see them trying something like that, and people thinking, well, Mr. Trump sent me $5,000.
Yeah. Yeah, because math is hard. Yeah.
Yes.
We're not exactly talking the best, the brightest, and even the ones who are bright. If you're not using your critical thinking skills and actually sitting down and educating yourself on the ins and outs of something, you're gonna go out there and propagate this misinformation and be quite surprised when it doesn't. You'll be grumpy when you don't get what you think you're going to get.
Yes. But
they'll never let poor people have money. Why would you do that?
I mean, what are they going to do with it? They're just going to spend it on soda and potato chips. No. Yeah, that's not going to work. Okay, hold on. Rose Blue, I did mention it, but I wanted to mention it again. Thank you for the donations. Very, very greatly appreciated.
Thank you, Rose Blue.
Yes,
yeah, thank you, Rose Blue.
Absolutely.
Gary's going to drink the donation now.
I've only got water. Water's free. Well, mostly free.
Well, yeah. It depends where you get it from, because if it's Canadian water, I'm telling you right now, there's going to be a tariff on it.
All water from Niagara Falls.
Yes. Yeah. So, and maybe just before we go, we can take a look at the idea that Canada wants to take away Musk's Canadian citizenship. I would like to see that have some traction. So, what do you think? Is it going to get some traction? They may not do anything until June, but I don't care if it's the end of the year. Is take it away from him.
I'll be really.
Yeah, he has Canadian citizenship because his mother was born in Saskatchewan. But what he is promoting and what he is trying to do to Canada, and some of the things that he has said, you are not a citizen of this country. Get out. Get out. All right, whoever has cards, put them down.
Okay, so foundation, I've got the Knight of Wands, actions being taken and moving forward. Underneath, you got the Three of Wands, kind of looking out over what you've been doing internationally and how you've been conducting yourself away from home. Right now, there's some contemplation. We need to think about this. Now, this is the interesting card here, because I've got the Legacy card, the Ten of Pentacles, but I've also got a clarifier of the Death card. Basically something coming to an end. Could it be the end of his citizenship as a Canadian citizen? Could be. And then the Legacy is just either honoring the Canadian legacy on how you conduct yourself, or it could just be, no, he's really wealthy and we can't do that. Analyst Gary thinks that would be solved in the courts. I don't know what reasoning you could give. I guess if he's committed a crime, it's possible, that because Canada doesn't let felons in, so that could end your opportunities to come back to Canada. I don't know what that path looks like. I would not say that these cards are a negative, that it won't happen. I just don't know what the path looks like.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is the idea that he has basically said that he is going to interfere in Canadian elections. He is a strong supporter of PP, Pierre Poilievre, who is, according to me, Trump 2.0. And he has basically called Trudeau several nasty names and has said that no, once he's gone, yes, that Poilievre is going to get in. And the way that he said it, he intimated that he would somehow have control over the election. So I think on that alone, I would say, no, you don't interfere in what's going on here. Yeah. It's funny. I pulled again the King of Pentacles. This guy keeps coming out at the top of the reading. This is like about the fourth, fifth time that he's come out.
That's our Elon Musk, Donald Trump oligarch card.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So there he is. He is. He's made a deal with the devil. In terms of kind of wanting to do things his own way. It is going to cause a good lot of discussion with the Five of Wands. There is going to be some internal arguments, and then I get the Six of Swords. Someone's going away. I can only hope that is him.
They'll ship him out.
Yeah.
Let's see what the mystery cards here. Woo! Underneath it all is a Chariot. There's going to be some type of progression. Judgment. I think this might start aligning with what I got before. I think they're going to look at the law and look at his application. Elon Musk came to the United States on a student visa and immediately opened up a business. Did not actually go to school. Anybody else, that would start the process of kicking his butt out of the country. Doesn't matter he passed as a citizen. You're under false pretenses. It basically puts you all the way back to the beginning, and anything that you earned or got, citizenship, is removed because you're automatically disqualified. Queen of Cups. I think the angrier people are about this, the more it's going to draw attention to it. I'm curious if they're going to keep things under wraps here. There's going to be a concerted effort. There's going to be a big push to do that. It's funny. And now you have a pair of queens. Now the queen, what do you do with this guy? What actions do you take against somebody who is a provocateur? I think what will happen is there will be an effort to look at his paperwork and such and look for loopholes to potentially remove this guy. I'm not saying they're going to succeed, but I do think people are going to look hard and get creative.
Yes. Yeah.
He's his own worst enemy.
Yeah. What you got, Gary?
I think I already dropped.
Oh,
the interesting card I had was that Ten of Pentacles, which is I kind of wonder if that just means that's that different rule, the different set of rules that rich people get. Because with the Americans, Yeah, he lied on his application, but I don't think there's going to be enough traction to revoke his U.S. citizenship because he's too damn wealthy.
Yes.
Trump's already proven that there's multi-layered justice. And if you're in the super rich category, you have a justice system that can be bought.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I should have brought this up earlier, but we're at an hour, 5 minutes. Maybe we can do this one fairly quickly. Trump announced earlier today a gold card for immigrants. He is doing away with the current immigration rules, and he is announcing a gold card. And he said, now you have a green card. Well, you're going to get a gold card. It's only going to cost you $5 million. And that is going to be like a green card with additional benefits. It's going to get you through the process a lot quicker, and so on and so forth. He does not mind if Russian oligarchs want to pay that to come into the U.S. He's okay with that. Because, they may not be as rich as they once were, but, if they're willing to pay the $5 million. So who are they going to pay that money to? Is it going to be the U.S. government? Is it going to the Treasury? Or is it going to Donald Trump himself?
Man, I got back pocket, and I didn't have to even think. I thought, of course, it's going to go into his back pocket here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, I'm going to keep things mysterious. Oh, also, for those who came in late, June Wagner, if I put a link there, multiple links have been up here, but I've got a link in the chat. She's a reader who's been reading for 40 years, and we're trying to get her channel up to 1,000 subscribers. And she's gotten a big push, getting closer to 800. If you have interest in checking out a new tarot reader, again, link is in the chat.
Do your part, you guys, because you know what? It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. And the more people that we have out there spreading the message, the better. So
exactly,
this is not a case of, oh, well, support me before you support her. No, support her.
My channel certainly has benefited from pushes from more established channels.
Absolutely.
Sherry from Voice of the Swamp was the first person to ever have me on a live.
Yes.
And and Marina and I started doing this on a bi-weekly basis. Linda G gave me a shout out. Johnny from Tarot's Apprentice gave me a shout out. Libby gave me, as well as Gary and my channel, shout outs. So here we are thinking that we're just kicking butt and taking names. You find out, Libby recommended us. That's why we shot like 3,000 subs in a week or two.
Linda G and Libby had given us some recommendations, and we got like 1,500 subs in like 2 or 3 days. It was like unreal. And here we thought we were like, we're really
get that ego up nice and big.
So the comments. Oh, Linda G called you out.
Knight of Pentacles, pay to play.
My cards.
Who's got the money? Bringing people in. Yeah, this is just poor people need not apply. If you've got money, you can buy your citizenship. Come on and we'll welcome you. The courts may have a say on this. I'll be curious to see if the courts, I can imagine there's going to be lawsuits that come out of this, but at the same time, it may not be illegal. There's a lot of countries that will let you be like a permanent resident or something like that. If you've got $5 million in the bank, or if you open up a business and bring $100,000 in business, they'll let you be like a permanent resident in there, something like that. This could happen here too.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not telling me who's going to get the money. It's just, if you got money, we'll take you in. Give us your tired. The whole bit. Give us your tired.
Yes.
Or yeah, give us your wealthy and entitled.
Yes.
The land of oligarchs.
Yeah, there's a safe haven here for you. Yeah, I didn't exactly get an answer to that either, except yeah, the King of Swords. This is, well, mind you, that okay, that could be, no, that would never be Trump. No, King of Swords would never be Trump.
Not likely. Not in this lifetime.
No. It's bringing the wealth, bringing the money in, and yeah, they're going to want to. He's going to take the money. That's it. He's going to take the money. Right? He's going to find a way that the money ends up in his pocket. That's what he wants. And I don't know how. I also get the Hierophant. I don't know how he would manipulate the government, but you know what? We're living in La La Land right now, so anything is possible.
Yes, I got the 10 of cups. Hey, come and join us. Everything's great in the United States. Join the big happy family. Of course, this is a betrayal to the bring me your tired, your poor, your weak, all that stuff. Yeah. It's a betrayal of how we have been an open country for everybody.
Yes.
We need to sort of sit back and think if this is really the direction we want to go, because this is just another crazy MAGA pleasing type of tactic by Trump, and he's going to make off with the goods. Underneath it's just he wants more wealthy people because he wants an oligarchy.
Yes.
He doesn't want people from shithole countries. He wants people that are wealthy or from Sweden. And if you're wealthy and from Sweden, that's even better still.
Yeah, exactly. You're on the super path to citizenship. And anyway. All righty. Well, I'm not going to keep you guys any longer because we're a little over, but that was because I wasn't paying attention to my notes. So, thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you for joining us. I hope that you enjoyed it. We'll be doing this again in 2 weeks' time. Woohoo! Yay! And I'm sure that by then we're going to be into March, folks, and yeah, things are going to start to happen. So there's going to be lots of things that. So thank you, Gary. Thank you, David.
Thank you.
I look forward to these. I really, really do. So,
yeah, we do too. These are a lot of fun.
They are. All right, everyone. Take care, and we shall see you later.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye.